All right, hey, it's Shalonda, and I'm back, or Shay Seeking. And we are back in the book, The Spring. So I've been going on a couple of little adventures, trying to find some things that have to do with this prophecy, the book. In my spare time, I mean, my mind is just going. It's just going, and um, I don't know. It's just so funny here. So we are in the book, The Spring, today. And I just wanted to talk about, again, a couple of things that, like I said, have happened after me snooping around a little bit and, just following my intuition. I don't know. Like, I tend to kind of stick to myself and stay home. Hold on. I don't need all my business out there like that. All right. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I just wanted to go. Now, again, many instances, there have been signs when something is bringing me towards like a face or something there, right? But this time, like I said, in the physical, I'm sitting here and yeah, I'm just sitting here and like right directly ahead of me right here outside on this tree, it is an oak tree. I was just guessing that it was a great white oak, but the neighbor confirmed it for me. She's into gardening and stuff like that. So, yeah. So like I said, this is, like I said, with the energy of just seeing people's energy, and I don't know. So I guess I'm just learning. I guess source is like kind of leading me and taking me off of my pedestal and, kind of like showing me some things, even about myself, right? So, so yeah, we're at the part, it's the book, The Spring. We're on page 37. And, yeah. Okay, so we'll start here. So it says, Miss Robbins says, "What's amusing you?" And she's talking to Elijah. And he says, "Myself, too noble to gain by calculation, but ready to do it in an instant." And this just kind of remind me of just like how, even in the video, I think I made a comment about this, as to like when I'm in this place where, I don't know, I don't even know if it's boredom or if it's when I'm, very like intrigued or nervous, or I don't know, there's something that comes on me that makes me want to go into certain things. And when I go into these particular things, it's like I don't really care what anybody thinks, But again, you have to be careful these days with what you say, which is so sad. But, people can take offense, or even as soon as you start recording. I told y'all. Hold on. The thing is, I'm using a certain recorder right now where I can't like really edit it, or I really don't want to have to. So, all right. So Miss Robbins is saying, oh yeah, by calculation, but by ready to do it by instinct. So, and that's what I was saying. Sometimes it's maybe like an impulsive kind of thing, right? So it says that dear mother is the well-known Anglo-Saxon hypocrisy, okay? And it says, Miss Robbins says, "You get it too involved for me." And then says, "How did your new psychic turn out?" Right? So again, like I said, this is, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of strange because of what happened. I'm going to tell you guys a story again that happened after me going on some type of like adventure, right? So Elijah says, "Like the others, 5 of us sat down in the dark around a table, and the replies of the spirit came from overhead. After 15 minutes of it, I struck a match, and it revealed the lady with a megaphone pointed at the ceiling. Now, okay. Again, when I look at the megaphone energy, that reminds me of the cell phone or a phone, right? Or something of that nature. And again, like I said, pointing at the sky, the ceiling, or up, just up, right? So, Miss Robbins laughs. Esther comes out and she stops on the porch at a loss, right? So now I'm walking you through something that happened like 2 or 3 days ago. So, which is why this is so strange. Oh, it's just so strange. Okay. So it says here that Esther says, oh, no, she said, is there something that you want, Esther? Mm-hmm. And then Esther says, no, nothing. And Miss Robin says, something in your room? And then Esther says, the room is lovely. It makes me feel like a girl in a storybook. I shall sleep there in lovely quietness, shut in woodbine, right? So again, first of all, we're just going to look at room and etymology. And what stuck out to me is space, extent of time or time, a scope, okay? So again, I don't know, just kind of, you know how somebody can be spaced out? You know what I'm saying? Or always like kind of like in your head. So it says a plain field, a level, okay? A chamber. So it makes me think of my father's mansion has many rooms or whatnot, okay? Chambers with houses, ancestors of cove, which makes me think of something like a covenant, actually, I don't know. To occupy rooms or space or time and space. I don't know why I'm thinking that either. To make clear, okay? And it says here in WordNet, okay, it says room, noun, an area with a building enclosed by walls and a floor and a ceiling. So again, this reminds me of also that kind of being put in a box type of energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm telling you, we are who we are, but there are people that know who you are and they know what to do to hide you from people and hide you from you, right? So it says space for movement, opportunity for the people who are present in a room. Again, and I look at that as like soul siblings or the soul tribe. Again, those that can see telepathically or, the other word I want to use. I don't know. Excuse me, while I'm still so tired. I told myself to take a nap, but I just didn't, okay? Live and take one's meal at or in, okay? So again, feasting. Almost, right? So then let's look at what woodbine, and I think these are the only two words that I wanted to look up. A climbing plant, okay, wood. Yeah. I mean, just the area, there's mention of that term. Use of, excuse me, goodness. Various climbing plants on 3 continents, okay? Climbing plants on 3 continents. I don't know. Woodbine, common North American vine with compound leaves and bluish blackberry-like fruit. Okay. American ivy. Okay. Also in WordNet, I don't know why I'm feeling sick all of a sudden. European twinning honeysuckle and fragrant red and yellow and white flowers. I don't know. I'm just looking at my clothes. But it also says to bind, to tie up, are related terms. Uh, trees, forest, grove, again, wood. Okay, so yeah, like again, that explains like the whole even neighborhood that I chose to move to. I don't know. Even I don't know the robe or whatever that I have on today. I mean, I'm telling you, there's some stuff that's tripped out. I'm about to share with y'all. I don't know how much I'm gonna share though, because I don't want to be like all over the place. Is what I'm saying. Okay. So again, megaphone pointed at the ceiling. Miss Robbins laughs. Okay, she stops at the porch. Okay, is there something you want? Okay, it's something in your room. The room is lovely. Okay, so again, this reminded me also of when I was off on my little hiatus, when I was kind of like feeling some kind of way when I was going through this transitioning process of seeing, and I couldn't really sit still at home. I just needed to be somewhere. I was just like all over the place at that point in time. Yeah, I found this hotel that I really liked. But then the last night that I stayed there, I got the room. I mean, this room for me is not cheap. And I ended up just getting the hell up out of there the last night because I felt like this type of energy that I just wasn't sure of. I mean, there were some strange things even about the hotel though. Actually in like the courtyard across the street from like the courthouse in that town. The book also drew me into a tree in a setting and surroundings of a tree that was in a courtyard there, and it's still in the same state or whatever. So I mean, it just really is like, man, am I going on some kind of like scavenger hunt of souls? Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. So yeah, and it was a really old building too. I mean, I actually I just love the place. I mean, I really do. It just that, like I said, that last night, just people. You know what? It was mainly energy of some individuals that were there. That I'm like, something don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Like something just feel all Kanika Jenkins up in here. Y'all know how it was even when I went to the hotel in Chicago and realized that was that hotel and the dream that I had there. So it just it kind of freaked me out, and I'm just like, oh hell no, I got to go home. So okay. So again, yeah, so this explains kind of like I was just outside. Okay, I was sitting here and I was contemplating and thinking and whatever. And I'm sitting here and I started looking at this tree out here. I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm reading this part and I'm actually looking at the tree and I'm actually finally seeing this in this tree. And I'm like, what is going on? So I went out to the porch and I kind of stood there and I kind of matter of fact, I just only had a shirt on. I didn't even have my clothes on. You know, I just be doing things sometimes. I promise I do. It was a long shirt or whatever, but I should have really had clothes on. But it's closed in back here. Nobody, just like the neighbor said, nobody can see. And so I was standing there for a second. I'm looking, and she has a beautiful like pond and kind of like waterfall area in her backyard. Sometimes I find myself going out there and I'm just like stopping there looking at it, or I'll like when I'm sitting out there in the sun, I'll kind of like face the direction of that pond or whatever. I don't know, it soothes me, I guess. Okay. So so I go out there and I didn't see her because the big tree is in the way. And by the time I got over to the tree, I'm like underneath the tree and I kind of got my phone and I'm trying to take pictures of this thing in this tree. And she's like, what's going on? What do you see now? Is there something up there, something big? And I'm like, no, it's just something strange. You know what I'm saying? It looked like a face on this tree. I'm just tripping. And she's like, and it's an older lady, you know, and she came over, but I think she's been here for a while. Her house, I think, and the house next to me are the oldest houses, I believe, in this area, are some of the oldest houses. But the one guy next door, he moved. And it's so funny because he, like I said, he was really close with me, an older gentleman, and the older woman, she lives with her husband next door, and she's really fond of, yeah. Um, what can I call it now? I don't know. My kid's father. Okay. Weird. Okay. My child. I don't like to use that term, kid. So again, so that really doesn't have anything to do with the woodbine and all that stuff. Like I said, that could be another time when I think spirit was trying to get my attention and show me something, and it could be, like I said, from a different time, or whatever. But I can see many times of thinking to myself like that, like especially when I went to that hotel. I don't know, it just felt, that's what it felt like. Okay, like I was just wrapped up with my books, like the little boy on the never ending story. um, so again, Miss Robin said, I must see about dinner, make Elijah entertain you, and please do not think that you have to and Esther says, going down from the porch, please don't think you have to entertain me. And Elijah says, I promise not to, and he lights a cigarette. You are free here, roam where you will. And Esther, seeing the spring, says, oh. She looks about, takes in the place, and back to the spring. How lovely. She comes to the spring, kneels down in a position of namke and gazes into it. That spiral of sand dances at the bottom like an Arabian jinn. So again, we already did this, and again, what brought me to that image of and again, who knows if this is underneath the city or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to go back and look at that and see exactly where that is located. But because you wouldn't be able to see it if you're like just a person walking on the ground, which is, weird. I mean, I just, but again, it's the story of the jinn, so I guess it just wouldn't stop there, right? Yeah, it just wouldn't stop there. Yeah, so this reminds me of a lot of different things that I'm thinking in my mind right now. So it says, Elijah glancing at the spring, the jinn were great, terrible creatures. So again, also, jinn, I don't know. It's just certain male energies. Again, not really feminine energies, but certain male energies. I don't know that I see this jinn energy in. Hold on. Because like, even I was watching somebody's video that came up in my feed a while back, a male, and he was a seer. Seemed to be pretty good at what he did. But something that he was doing in that video and something that was said and something that I was doing at the time also kind of correlated, and it kind of was like back and forth, like as if this was kind of going on in a sense, like in a wide range, right? And I'm just like, and he was speaking of things, and like, I don't know, he was talking about the phoenix rising or something like that. And it's just so funny because I'm looking at this energy now and seeing, is this person the same person that I just ran across their image? I mean, he looked very similar. And it's almost like he could see through the screen. Like, you ever been watching a seer or something like that, or a reader, and you come into the video and it was a live that was pre-recorded, and at that moment when you come in and you're watching, it's almost like they're saying something directly to you, as if, yeah, I'm glad you showed up, and it's something like about you that this person, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it just, I don't know, happens to me. So it says the gentleman is tiny, more like an elf, I should say, okay? And then Esther said, but he is a spiral of sand, like a desert whirlwind. And then it just made me wonder about people that have this jinn energy attached to them. Is it done for what reasons? I don't know. It's something that's just really picking at me lately. And I'm trying not to like even look at it that way. Like I said. It's like this jinn energy, it keeps and I'm picking it up on certain individuals. Again, during the beginning of this, in the middle, And then now now there's an energy that's back that is very similar. Like even the individual is a very similar personality to the. This is tripping me out. I have to go back and look, and I don't even know if I'm able to find this. So again, Elijah looked again. He sits at the left of the rock. You are right. Okay. The sand sprite dances mad. It's like a jinn, and you had sight to see it. Or is it the dance of an Indian dancing the story of how he killed his enemy? All right. So again, I don't know. This jinn energy is also reminding me of some things that, again, I've seen on people's faces that look very uncomfortable to me. That remind me of markings from ancient Egypt and things like that. That I, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I can see it on them, but I just can. Okay. And it says he notices that she is staring into the spring in astonishment. What is it? Do you see something? And Esther says, why? There's a face, right? So we already did this the other day, right? So but I think every time I get drawn back to here, it's going deeper and deeper and deeper, right? So then Elijah says, your own? And Esther says, no. And Elijah says, mine? And he's kind of moving like, mine? And Esther says, strange, dark, a woman, an Indian woman, okay? He looks for it, he sees nothing, and looks at her like it's crystal vision. She absorbed and didn't answer. Have you ever done crystal gazing? Okay. And then that's when Esther says it changed smaller. Why, there's a whole face. Wait, there's a whole figure bending over something that shines. A spring. Why? As I am now. Okay. So again, and Elijah said, it must be yourself. And then Esther said, it's her whole figure, small, far away. She is looking down into a spring. She is seeing a picture in the spring. Elijah says, is it this spring? And again, also I've noticed this energy, like I said, at certain other times, really, this energy is really strong right now. And I think that's what has me getting up and going on the move to find out what the hell is going on. Okay. So again, it says, Elijah, is it this spring? Even like I told you guys the other day that I was watching a news clip and there was a girl that was in a certain position. I don't know if it was I don't know if she was I don't think she was a senator or anything, but like her features really drew me in because her eyes looked familiar, right? Where I had seen her somewhere in a picture with a mask on though. And her eyes really reminded me of mine. But then when I seen this girl, she didn't have the mask on. She was just talking. But her features looked like mine mixed with another individual. It was just really trippy. And even what she was talking about, look, y'all, I just see things. I don't know. And also, like I told you, that at times the spring has reminded me of something with ongoing type of overflowing energies, like a television or something like that as well, or a mirror even, okay? And Esther says, that great tree, she turns and looks for it in the real scene where the stump is, okay? So again, we'll just stop there, all right? Because again, Esther says, yes, that tree should be little, and there's the thicket. So it goes into, it goes into something here, okay? And then she says, no, I think I'm a little dazed. Okay, I'm sorry. He hands her a cup of spring water, okay, and has her lay down. And it's so funny because that day I was just getting a lot of downloads and I was just like, oh my goodness. And I kind of was in the sunroom and I kind of took like a blanket. So again, even though I've read this over and over again, I don't notice these things. But I know I was just sitting here and I'm just like, oh my goodness, what in the hell is going on after the tree? And then I think I grabbed the blanket off of the chair and I went and laid down on the sofa type of furniture. And it just, I don't know, like even stopping and looking at these things, sometimes they just give me a deeper insight. So let's just go ahead and look real quick. Let's look at the tree, okay? Hopefully you guys will be able to see it. And then I'll tell you what happened afterwards. So again, I don't know, y'all gonna have to let me know how you feel about me doing these type of videos, if you even enjoy them or not, because, you know, like I said, a lot of people don't like me doing them. Oh my goodness, hold on. You. Okay, hold on. Mm, wow. I mean, that don't look like me necessarily. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know why it's so funny. This picture is right next to this picture. Mm, mm. No, I mean, it's not necessarily. Okay. So this is a picture of me. Can you even see? Right? And it's so funny because I'm not saying that this is what I look like, I hope. But here's a picture of the branch on the tree. See if y'all be able to see it. Oh, maybe a little bit. Okay. Okay, you see that? Now this is what's sitting here looking at me right now on that tree. And don't it kind of look like an arm is over a head holding on to something? Or even just like something, a serpent. I don't know, it just looks like something is engulfing or enclosing or... Oh my goodness, really? Okay. You ain't gonna tell me that that don't look like a face. Okay? And so a whole bunch of this energy, like I said, about this copycat energy, or just like this whole like energy that I feel is trying to feast off of or even form as one with, you know, I mean, now it kind of looks more like a male, like a male, a man, even like with a mustache or something. Just strange. It's just strange, like I said to me. Let's see if this one is a little bit clearer. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't want nobody's phone number to show up. I mean, if you really just look at that, can you just imagine? You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, the scene, somebody was supposed to be hung from a tree or something like that. And I'm just wondering, you see what I'm saying? What kind of, do you see what I'm saying? All right, because we still looking at the two big trees right here. Like I keep telling y'all. And then again, we're in the middle, like the sunroom is like in the middle of these big two trees right here in the back. And again, like I said, it's something strange. And the neighbors wanted to cut down this tree. But I feel like these trees represent something deeper, even protection from ancient divine masculine energies. And then the big tree is like right over to the right of these two. But this tree is huge, right? So again, I started to look at, oh, hold on. So I started to look at it from a distance, and you see how coming from, you see where the wood is split, right? Oh, okay, y'all, I told y'all I was getting my nails done and I didn't. Maybe today. But you see, look. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, seriously. Okay, so you see this part right here where the wood is? Okay, there's something going on here. And even just that part of the tree that's right next to it. But you see, there's this main thing here that's coming down like a sand spiral. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's almost like engulfing her, almost like we see in the same picture with the thing on the ground. Encompassing her, or even just like, I don't know. You know, it reminded me of Pocahontas and the grandma in the tree. But then there's something down here. Oh, hold on. This looks like a tiny little face right there. Look, y'all. Okay, I'm tripping. Look at this. Hold on. Is we tripping? I mean, you might have to pause it. Let me try to look at it, put it in a couple different angles in case you had to pause it. I don't know. Even that, you see that bright kind of thing right there in the middle? It looked like a face. Okay. You see this right here? Look like a face with some hair, but look at this. There's something strange about this part right here. And in the tree, it gets really, really bright right there. Wait a minute. What the hell? Is that some words on there? Is that an S? Oh. No, there's another face on this tree. Look at y'all. This is tripping me out. No, yeah, y'all. Come on now. So again, this might be that energy like I've been getting of like these fairies and elf kind of energy. Stop. Hold on. Let me do that again because I just saw something like a word when I had it sitting this way. Where'd it go? Oh, right here. You see where my orange nail is? Look at this. It looked like a word is right there. In cursive, a long word. Oh my goodness. You don't even tell me y'all don't think that don't look like no damn word. Look at that. Right here. It's like a word in cursive that starts with an S. So strange. Okay. We can stop. I'm just tripping out a little bit. And so, okay. So again, in the past couple of days, I ended up going down. Like, I don't know, I've been drawn to certain places in the area. Especially like wooded areas. Now, I'm not telling you I'm going to no random wooded areas. I'm just saying. To the point where I'm like willing to ask people questions and talk to people about like different settings. I'm just drawn to these places. And so again, I was sitting last night and I don't know, I was just drawn to a place. It's so weird. Because it felt like I've been wanting to go, right? But it kind of felt like you know how one of those movies. I'm just thinking, what the hell is going on? Was it premonition or something? When on one of them movies when people be going through, even when it comes to scrying, there was a movie that was on Lifetime about it. Okay. And the girl went to her grandmother and she was like, I'm having these things going on. People think I'm going crazy. What's going on? And she kind of just told her, so on and so forth, that this is something that she dealt with. And now she's been chosen to do it too. And boom, boom, boom. I think it was the girl from, what was the show? The Urkel, no. Oh, no. From Fresh Prince. Okay, Ashley. She played in the movie. And I never thought that I would do it. And I kind of actually have been kind of leading myself into doing it. But last night, I said it. I don't know what it is. It's like this energy, the music and everything is drawing me over here. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me just see. So it's not like it's far away from my neighborhood or anything like that, right? It's not too far. And yeah, so I just went and I finally just went to the place and I knocked on the door and somebody came out and then somebody else came out and I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird or whatever, but I've been doing some research on this book. Like, I think I'm having some kind of premonitions or I'm some kind of seer or something like that. And I've just been lured over to this house. I apologize. But I did hear the music. It was dark out. And I said, but I did hear, music and, and there's cars here. So, so these like my reasonings. But they were really understanding. And actually an uncle or something came out and started talking and he was talking about, like North Carolina. And I'm like, oh, my people, you know what I'm saying? It's from there or whatever. So we had a conversation and then somebody else came out and then an older woman came out. And she was like, well, what did you say? No, I want to hear what you had to say. And she's like, well, I'm kind of like a medium or a psychic. I can't remember what term she used. And she's like, God chose me. Do you read the Bible? And she's like, no, you know what? I see it on you. I see it all around you. So I already know, and I guess they were like, because I'm out there with these were older individuals, probably my age, around my age or whatever. And so I'm out there with their mom at night, and I came, you know what I'm saying? But like the uncle was out there, and he's like, oh, she good people. But, you know what I'm saying? We were just talking. And she was like, yeah, because I started to see this and this. And I'm like, what in the, like, oh my, but she was like, yeah, I don't necessarily live here, but, and I'm just thinking, like, what in the hell took me over to, because I don't do no stuff like this, y'all. And so I get there, and like I said, it was a nice conversation, but, like, I left feeling like puzzled, more puzzled than I was when I even got there. Because I don't think I found what I was looking for, but something had been luring me there. And it made me think, but she said that, some spirits, that people that have passed over. So then it started to concern me. And then she started talking about the noises. And I was like, yeah, I've been hearing these noises. And she's like, yeah, they have different ways and things like this. So, so again, even like talking about this, and we're talking about like killing someone off, like when it comes to society. And like, I feel like, me being me is a problem for whatever journey source has me on. Although society sees, it can make you look some kind of way. So it will define what type of position you may be taking in a heavenly kingdom. And I don't know. Like I said, the whole thing about how an Indian killed his enemy. And it just makes me think about like energy around me sharing that information before, and energy about like even now. The only thing is, like I said in that video, the energy is very, because again, I feel like, again, the energy of this divine feminine, I feel, right? Or this other feminine energy, right? There's similarities there, especially when it comes to my little sister. Like, they are almost splitting image of each other. And me and my sister look alike a lot, but she's a lighter than me, right? But the energy of this other woman within the community, like I said, I feel like there's some kind of tie there. And like I said, sometimes it feels as though like I'm nudged in a certain position, and I'll just be trying to sit there like, oh man, I hope this is the will of source. Like, let me know if this is the direction, right? So it's kind of just like, and like she said, you're gonna have to take your time. She said, because I don't know what was going on. She said, I was nervous, I was scared, my family was tripping. She was like, I have beautiful children now, but nobody understood. There was nobody to talk to or anybody to learn anything from when the lady that I was speaking to. She was like, there was nobody to learn anything from, and I had to kind of like fill it out and just really go into the Bible and source, and God would tell me, what he's trying to show me. Just like about speaking in front of a multitude of people. And again, we've done that here on this channel at times when I was sparked to, but then again, when she said the multitude of people, when she said that, I don't know, it led me back to Malcolm X energy, or even a Martin Luther King energy for some reason. So, yeah. So it was just that type of conversation. It kind of opened my eyes, and it made me feel really good. Because she was an older woman, didn't look it at all, right? And I don't know, she just made me feel really comfortable and kind of like at ease with it. I don't know how I felt afterwards. Because, and that's what you're saying, you have to test the energy and the spirit to see, if it's good or bad. But that she's like, but no, he got something for you. I can see it in you. I can see it. I can sense it all around you. There's something that you came here to do, and he's going to be using you. And, it was just I don't know, it was just a good conversation. Like I said, for me not like getting out and not wanting to kind of like approach people and ask questions and everything. And she was like, he was pushing me out, like, go do this. And I wouldn't do it. And then I learned my lesson because it would just be on me. And then she was talking about how like people came to her just randomly and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It was a nice thing, like I said. And, yeah. And that's just it. Like, I think we talked for like a good 30 minutes and we kind of had to break away from each other or whatever because her babies wanted her back in, and, I could understand it. And I was like, I don't want to like be here, like interrupting or anything like that or whatever. So, I'm going to let you go. So, I don't know. It was just something. It was kind of like, maybe I was feeling kind of like alone or something in a way, because I see how other people see and things like that, but I just can't find my place, so yeah. So anyways, I think that was just it. And I just thought it was really cool. And I just thought, like, how in the heck did that happen? The person don't even live here. She know the people that live there, but she don't even live there. And for, like, what she was saying was exactly what I'm going through. And so it was just like, and I said, yeah, a lot of people don't understand, even people closer. She said, yep. And her daughter was like, yeah. So her daughter was out there too for a minute, and she was talking about it too. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And that was just it. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had any kind of stories like that. If it's even strange for me to share the story. I don't know. Like, I just wanted to do something today where I'm not so just like serious and so whatever. So, and again, I am kind of like documenting my story or telling my story to a certain extent, which could be a danger. You know what I'm saying? It could be a danger depending on what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, and how you want to navigate and move throughout this plane from now on. Because I think that, again, like I said, there is something being set up here. Whether it's for this place or some other place, I just feel like we're going through the trials and tribulations, and we're going through these things to kind of push ourselves, or source push us to a certain level of consciousness or something, or an awakening or whatever, to be able to be used. And that's just it. But, I guess it's just like also like even when someone that is in a princess or queen or empress energy speaks about these things, they say, oh, they, like with Diana, they said, oh, she spoke a lot about her mental health. It ain't no damn, I can't stand when people is trying to put that title on people that know good and damn well, and that these people are very intellectual, that these people are very smart and grounded, but they're trying to make it seem like it's something else, so that you don't believe in the supernatural, meaning you don't believe in yourself, because I think we can all push ourselves to a certain level of understanding. So that's just it. But I think that, again, we live in a world where people want you to be brain dead, and I don't know, maybe that comes with the territory when we're talking about collapsing and the rising of nations in time. So that's just it. But at first, like I said, I thought it had something to do with divine masculine. I thought that was the energy that was that I was gravitating towards. So I guess it's good to have closure that that's not. But then also with her talking more about, like I said, it being about people that have passed on, it makes me concerned. Like, I'm very worried about my divine masculines and one in particular at this point in time. I'm like, because I feel like, again, there has been a severance or and like I said, I can't tell, like, I don't like to be clingy or whatever, so I can't tell, like I said, if it's something that it happened because that's what they wanted, or if it's something that happened maliciously, or something that happened strategically with other powerful entities being in place and wanting to punish me for my speaking out and my things that I do and say. I'm wondering if that was severed in that way. So again, I don't want to be coming off as anybody that is trying to, but I still do care. And that's just it. I'm still concerned, even though I know it was some other type of stuff going on there. It doesn't take that away. So I think there's like things that I'm not really privy to yet. But it would just suck, like I said, if this was, again, that energy crying to me from the soil, like the whole Cain and Abel energy, which reminds me of Set and, is it Osiris and, no? Set and, okay, we'll just leave it there. Because sometimes I just go blank because there's a lot of information, like I said, stored. Y'all know what it is, okay? So, but yeah, that's just what I feel. And it's just really stressing me out, I think. A lot. Because I feel like it's like past the time of some type of connection on a different level or a different scale. And I feel like what's in the way? I mean, I can count a couple of things, but really, okay. But really, you know, I don't know. I just have this like thing with this imposter syndrome. Like also like, again, being lured one day by like an imposter. That may not have my best interest. And so that's just what I feel. Yeah, so that's it. I've been chilling all morning. I need to really get up and get myself together. So I'll see you guys soon. Again, don't forget to comment, subscribe, rate, and join us in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained. Yeah, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.